Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Steve Sachs. I am Professor Emeritus of Psychology, Computer Applications, Office Technology, and Counseling at Los Angeles Valley College. And I'm going to show you some pretty neat stuff about one of the most powerful parts of Microsoft Excel called the fill handle. Sometimes I call it the fill box. My students who are taking a semester-long class right now in Microsoft Excel 2019, by the way, what I'm going to show you applies to many earlier versions of Excel also, have studied the fill handle and something called flash fill, or at least they will get to flash fill really soon. And both of them are very nice devices to allow Excel to do some work for you. I'm going to show some basic stuff of the fill handle or the fill box, but without much explanation now because my students have already been studying it from the textbook. But if you see in A3, I'm just going to type 10, and in A4, I'm going to type 15. And if I select both of those, that creates a series. Now, if you take a look in the lower right corner of this green selection box, you'll notice that there's well, it's often black, but right now it's a green box. And when I put my cursor on it, my cursor, which I'm kind of spinning around here, is going to turn into a plus sign. There, that's the plus sign. I'm going to click and drag down, and Excel will figure out this series and extend it. Excel figured out I wanted to add 5, so it did that. It can do very, very complex series like that. Excel can also copy formulae. For example, let's say I'm going to put a formula in here that's going to add the cell to my left to the cell below it and put the result here. So there we have equals A3 plus A4. 10 plus 15 is 25. But I can get the fill handle. There it is. I'm going to get that black plus sign, drag it down, and it's doing that for everything. For example, this one adds 30 and 35 for 65. So that's very a simple use of the fill handle, but I'm going to show you some neater stuff. First of all, there are some series automatically programmed into Excel, series that we use a lot. Just as an example, I'm going to type Monday and insert that, and I'm going to use the fill handle and drag it to the right, I should say, and there we have the days of the week. I can take Monday and drag it down instead, and we have the days of the week. Let me make that a little wider. So there are some memorized sequences. Here's another one. Down here I'm going to type MON instead of Monday, and I'll drag that one, and Excel has memorized the abbreviations. Instead of MON, I'm going to type JANUARY, January, drag it to the right, and you'll see that Excel has memorized the dates. So it'll also work if you drag downward. It also works if you just take part of it. For example, over here, just in the middle of nowhere, I'm going to type April, APRL, and drag that down, and Excel still figures out that I want to have the sequence going. By the way, sometimes you want stuff to copy down rather than allow the autofill sequence. The way you can defeat the autofill sequencing is by holding down the control key. For example, I'm just going to get rid of those. If I start with April and I want April, 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 I'm going to create the fill handle by making that black plus sign, hold the control key down and drag, and now it's just April's. So you can defeat the fill handle. But here is a very neat thing. You can create a custom list or any number of custom lists that the fill handle will produce for you. Let's say, for example, that you own a fireworks company. I'm going to open up a new sheet here just to make it nice and big and easy to follow. Let's say that you own a fireworks company, and very often you need to put out a list of several of the kinds of fireworks that you make. And you want the fill handle to be able to do that. I'm going to show you how to make a custom fill handle list. So I'm going to go to File up here, the drop down, and really near the bottom is Options. We're going to go into Options. From Options, General is the default, but we're going to go to the advanced portion of the options, which is there. I'm going to click it. And now you can see editing options here with the gray background. Cut, copy, paste, and paste here with a gray background. But I'm going to go really near the bottom and find the general area. And at the bottom of the general area, at least in Excel 2019, it says create lists for use in sorts and fill sequences, edit custom lists. That's where we're going to go. So I'm going to click edit custom lists. And here you can see the Sunday, the January, the February. Here are the default lists that are built into Excel. But we own a fireworks factory, and we want a list. And let's say we don't even want it in alphabetical order. We want it in order of sales volume or something. So over here in list entries, we're going to make a custom list. So I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to type sparklers. And then you need to hit enter to put the next thing in the list. I'll say cherry bombs. I'll hit that again. I'll say snakes. Let's see, what else? Roman candles. Bug chasers. Boomers. And so that's what I want for my new list. Now that I've typed on whatever I want, I'm going to click Add up here. Don't go straight to OK or you will lose it. Type Add and watch what happens over here when I click Add. There you go. There's the list. And now I'm going to say OK. So now I can close this out. I'm done with the options. So I'm just going to say OK. So now if I want my list, I'm going to type sparklers and insert that. I could hit enter and come back up, or I'll just hit this. And now I'm going to use the fill box, and there's my list. It repeats if you drag it down long enough. So with sparklers, so this is where it repeated again. So the deal is you can make your own custom list for the fill box or the fill handle to create. It'll go sideways too. Let's make them wide enough so you can see everything. And that's pretty neat. The most powerful use, I think, of the fill handle is where Excel copies formulae. Well, back here, I gave you a simple example where I created this formula equals A3 plus A4. If you really understand Excel formulae, you know that what this is saying is not take A3 and add A4 to it. That's not the right way to think of it. What this really says is take the cell 1 to the left of me and add it to the cell 1 to the left and 1 below it. So this, for example, if you take a look at the cells, it's take the cell 1 to the left of me and then add it to the 1 below it. Someday I'll make a video explaining how Excel formulae really work so you can totally master them. But for now, I showed you fun with the fill box and allowed you to make your own special customized autofill lists. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.